Good evening.
I got a machete.
Welcome back to another episode of 2DaacTalk. I'm pointing at the 2Doc sign.
Oh wait, do we? Yeah, we do call it 2DaacTalk, don't we? I forget that.
How do you keep forgetting that our name of the podcast is 2DaacTalk?
I just forget.
Remember when we did that one podcast and you were like, this is the podcast, because we should just call it that.
This is the 15th episode.
You completely forgot that we even had a podcast name. That we just called
Shut
it
up!
a
It's
podcast.
the 15th episode.
This is episode 15 of 2DaacTalk. It is July 24th.
July 24th.
Our first podcast back from our mission trip that we... Did we even mention that?
It's 3 days away from being a month since our last podcast.
The reason why we didn't upload last week...
It's going to be 2 days when this comes out.
It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 3 days right now. It's
Oh,
gonna be 2
okay.
days.
Yeah, so...
It's whatever.
So, the reason why we didn't upload last week is because we were in Petersburg, Illinois, which was where our mission trip took place.
Yep.
And we also been to Springfield a lot because they're right next to each other. And we stayed in Petersburg, but a lot of the sites we went to were in Springfield. So, yeah, it was a cool thing. It was really fun, and it was the last week we could go as students because we're, not in high school anymore, and we're 18 now.
Mature.
And it's a high school thing. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll talk about it later in the podcast. But is there anything you would like to start talking about first instead? Stop trying to drink like a mature adult. You're wearing cargo shorts, a Flash t-shirt, flannel, a beanie, Vans, and you're drinking a cherry cola.
It's a big K.
Yeah, not even a name brand.
High heels were invented for men, so I don't want to.
Yes, so dresses were invented for everyone. Come here, Justin.
You stay up there.
The door's closed, buddy. Come here.
Yeah, that's right. Come to me.
Don't let him. You almost stepped on the machete.
His fault.
Oh my gosh.
The horror movie stuff. The horror movie we planned it. He comes down and he just farts. It's like a nasty fart too. Come on, man.
You were saying? He also comes.
Yeah, get out of here. I was saying we were supposed to do this one horror film thing. It's probably not going to pan out. Definitely not within the year anymore. The one that we wanted to do, but there's a possibility of doing a different horror thing for Halloween. I mean, we talked about making it a multiple part miniseries like we originally meant for videos we did a couple of years ago.
Which would be much easier.
It would be. But we can either do like 3 10 to 15 minute episodes or like one 45 minute or hour long movie. Excuse me.
Excuse you.
I feel like the idea itself would work better as one piece.
Basically, what he's trying to say is the movie we want to make, the big one, is definitely on delay, partially because Jesse's gone and he was playing a big role.
Again. It's on delay again.
Yeah, it's on delay again. Jesse's gone and he was playing a big role, so we need to find a new big role character that can, be there for filming. And then, it just takes a lot of planning to make a full movie. And we're definitely trying to make this more professional than anything we've ever made because, even our movie type stuff, or like shorts, I should say.
We're filmed on a phone.
We're filmed either on a phone or very lazily. So instead of releasing that movie this October, which is what we originally planned, we just release something else, which would be kind of like a smaller, still like a movie, a horror movie basically, but smaller, kind of like not a full length movie, probably be like around 45 minutes, maybe even less, and it would probably be less actors, probably just me, him, and maybe like a few extra cameos or something like that. We already have an idea for what we want to do. I don't think we should say it just yet since it's only July.
The thing that we talked about before, that one idea, which we had almost done, it's basically, you know what we did with Jesse, Gavin, a few years ago?
Yeah, the one that we're...
And then we also did one with Jesse and Hunter. Those things, originally the ideas for those were there to be like 8 people there and to make it longer and to have more stuff happen. That's what I would think we would do. I mean...
Yeah, and then maybe we also been talking about one day recreating the Twisted Tales series and like kind of starting from scratch and basically starting off from the original idea, but making it more like how we wanted it to be. Because we actually did want them to be excuse me, now I'm burping, scary, well thought out videos, but the first one ended up being more of a comedy than anything else, and it was more laughably bad than what we wanted it to be. Because the original intent was just scary, but just every time we recorded something funny, instead of re-recording it in a serious tone, we would just be like, yeah, that's funny, leave it in, like what we would normally do, forgetting completely that it's supposed to be a serious horror film. And then the second one was not too much better. It was a little bit better for sure, especially in less comedy, but it was definitely still not what we intended it to be. And then even like Unwelcomed, even that's one of our more viewed videos, it's still like all the ideas are great. We just don't execute them the way we usually want to, because it usually is lack of time, laziness, or lack of resources, I should say. Because like for Unwelcomed, we only had one night to record the whole thing, and basically thought of the whole thing that night too.
Yup.
And came up with ideas as we went on. There was no scripts. It was basically just improvising. Like we didn't know, like Jesse wasn't planned to be the killer until right before we started shooting him as the killer.
Oh.
Or like at least right before we started recording it. Like we didn't plan for Jesse to be.
That was like one of the few things that was an idea from you.
You sure?
Yeah. I thought it'd be hilarious if that dude was the killer, because like,
Oh
no.
well. Either way,
Everything else though,
it was mostly
literally
improvised.
everything, every single line, how it all went out. I mean, we had the idea, haunted house, film it at this place.
We probably thought of what we were gonna name the video more than we did of the actual video.
Yeah, there were about 20 something titles.
We thought of so many title ideas and couldn't decide on it.
Yep.
And we realized we thought about that more than we actually thought about the actual video. And it did not turn out the way we wanted to. It was basically just 20 minutes of us just messing around, and then like 5 minutes of actually something happening, and then like 5 minutes in between that of build up. So we want to actually like sit down and work on it. And that's what Matthew's been doing a lot with this movie. Like that's why it's taking so long, because it's definitely something more planned out than anything else we've ever done. He's written a script for it 1,000 times. Like he's written it, threw away a lot of it, rewritten a lot of stuff, and came up with a lot of different ideas. He's probably came up with at least like 5 different endings to it. Like originally this was gonna happen, now it's this, and like basically he's trying to, every time he thinks of a way to execute it better, he's gonna do that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't remember any of the middle ones, but I know the idea I have now, and I know what the original idea was, and they're nothing like each other. The original idea was literally only 3 characters. It's supposed to be main guy who's really paranoid and stuff, a killer that he keeps seeing, stalking him. You don't know if it's real or not, and his friend. And it was only gonna be an hour or so, and it was going to be him being paranoid, seeing stuff, and his friend trying to reason with him, and him eventually getting himself killed by being paranoid, and you never know if it was real or not, but you do know that he died for sure from something that isn't actually the killer.
Basically like a horror short film, like what we normally would do, except a little more thought out.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I want to make this a real movie and get more actors. And now he plans on having a lot of actors and multiple main characters. And more death. He thought a lot about the killer. You were constantly thinking for new ideas involving him.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Freddy Krueger is the goofy comical killer, and then Leatherface is the disgusting brute killer, and then Jason Voorhees is the
silent but deadly.
And Mike Myers is the exact same.
Also silent but deadly.
Jason Voorhees is the overpowered murderer, and then Mike Myers is the...
more realistic, probably.
Yeah. Still definitely ended up way further than he should have.
Oh yeah,
even in the first movie, he gets
still
shot.
Extremely overpowered.
He gets shot like 4 times, falls off a 15, 20-foot balcony, and then runs away 10 seconds later.
Oh yeah, he's still way overpowered, but not compared to Jason after he comes back to life. Like once when Jason dies and then comes back to life, and he's like now zombie Jason. He's just he's basically like excuse me. Yeah. He's basically impossible to stop. And then there's like the whole Jason goes to hell. Even if you explode his body, he's just gonna possess another one, and then find a way to bring his body back. Which is interesting. An interesting way. Like how come the military's never caught him and just destroyed him?
Because you can't.
It's because you can't. He takes over different bodies.
Mm. But yeah, the one that the thing that we were probably gonna do, like maybe film in about a month and then put out in October. I was thinking 6 to 8 people would be good. I feel like it'd be better as an hour-long short instead of like 3 episodes because.
Yeah, I agree. I do want to try to recreate Twisted Tales one day though, and we don't even have to.
Honestly,
release
we could do that too. We could do
That's
both
true.
if we wanted.
We don't even have to release them in October if they're not ready in that time, or even just the fall.
I mean, we could do the redo thing.
Because I mean, we've
in winter then if we want to.
Yeah, I mean, we've posted horror films or horror type stuff, and nowhere near
like every time of the year.
Basically, I mean, it's one of our favorite things to record. If we're not recording comedy, we're most likely recording horror.
And even if we are recording comedy, there's a little bit of horror, and in all of our horror, there's a little bit of comedy because they're.
That's just our main two things. That's our main two things. I don't think if we ever recorded a skit that wasn't either comedy or horror. I mean, like you can kind of call them action, like certain ones, but either
still comedy or horror.
Still mainly focused on comedy.
Never done
or
a
horror.
full drama. Never done a full.
Like even like Joe the Ultimate Cop, you could say there's a little bit of action in there, but it was mainly comedy.
And there's a little bit of horror.
And I guess at the very end, for the first one, yeah, I guess a little bit.
Well, what I mean is my character. No.
I think he just wants to go outside.
Do you think a dog could stop while walking down the stairs? Like, they should be able to.
If he was going down that slow, yeah. Like, he wasn't going down that fast right there.
You think you could?
Yeah. If he was going down.
Dude, why do you just come down here to do that?
Did he just? Oh, yes. He did fart. He legit just came down here, sat on the couch twice now, and just farted.
I'm glad you got neutered.
Wow.
You deserved it.
All right.
I breathed it in my mouth.
Those are now poo farticles in your mouth.
Poo farticles?
Poo farticles.
Poo farticles.
Farticles, get it?
I'm gonna cook your dog. Eat it. Wait, what time are we at? 12. Oh wow, it's already been 12 and a half minutes.
Wow.
But yeah, I was thinking we should do maybe a Saturday night. I could ask my mom if it's like fine to not go on a Sunday morning to help her out with stuff. Like if she can have other people help her, we could do like a.
Why are you standing up looking at me?
I'm waiting for this to go away.
He could chill here with us.
No, I'm saying I'm waiting for the fart.
Oh,
to just disappear.
It's gone. You're out of the frame. Sit back down.
No.
If you want, you can try to fix
I'm
the light.
the voice of God now.
You can try to fix the light again.
You can't see me, but I'm all around you.
He's right behind the
It
camera.
sounded so rapey.
You can't see me, but
Careful, boy.
Just push it.
You're about to experience
the full power of a star.
It'll kill you.
That's a Infinity War reference. Who's excited for Avengers 4?
Me! Who's excited for Avengers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10?
They won't exist.
They're never gonna stop. They're never gonna stop.
Well, who's gonna?
It's gonna be 2040 something. I'm gonna be a parent. I'm gonna be taking my retarded little kid to see freaking Spider-Man 7, and it's gonna be like the 10th version of Spider-Man 2. She's gonna be like, woo!
That's the thing about all these movies. Like, do you think they're just gonna keep rebooting them?
Media, man.
I mean, like, when you think about it, like,
they're definitely gonna do a new Avengers in like 20 years.
Like, these actors are known for now, like, Chris Evans is now known for Captain America. Robert Downey Jr. is now known for Iron Man. But they're retiring after this movie. I think their contract's over, and or not retiring, but they're retiring these characters. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if Chris Hemsworth, I don't think he's playing Thor anymore afterwards.
They're gonna pass it on. They're gonna do like female Thor, like how they have a new Thor in the comics, and they're gonna do.
I really hate how they feel necessary to change, like,
make a new character.
Like, if
that's
you make a new character, if you're gonna go based off of a comic book character, don't. This may sound bad, but don't make a white character black. Don't make a black character white. Don't make a male character female. Don't make a female character male. Like. That may sound bad.
Racist.
But if you're doing it based off of a character that we all know and love, all the loyal, super strong fans are going to be pissed when you change the character. Starfire is not a black girl with curly hair.
Sexist.
I'm sorry.
We need more gays in the comic. Make Superman a gay.
I don't...
You know that happened.
Make him a gay.
Do you remember that?
Only with pink kryptonite, right?
No, there was a time where he was just gay.
I think pink kryptonite makes him gay though.
I think it was that they were like,
or like something.
Superman's gay now, and then everybody was like, what about Lois Lane? And they're like, what, you don't like gays? They're like, no, just stop changing the comics. And they're like, fine, it was pink kryptonite. That's why he did that stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised. Pink kryptonite.
That is the worst way to write that
Lois
in, too.
Lane is pretty masculine though.
It had to be pink, huh?
Yeah.
It had to be pink kryptonite.
Could have been rainbow.
I got a burp.
I'm just saying, if you're going based off of a very known, well-loved character, don't change it drastically. Just find a white actor or find a black actor to play. But like a lot of people were pissed at. Well, I mean, like not even. I want to say like, well, like so the new Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah?
What?
I think that I wouldn't even say. I don't.
Well,
it's just that
I contradicted myself 3 times in that sentence.
78 times.
So the Amazing Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, is based off of a different Spider-Man in the comics. I forgot his name, but he's black.
Miles Morales.
Yeah, it's based off of his story, who's black. Yet they had a white actor play his story. It's still Peter Parker, but for some reason they had Peter Parker play a Miles Morales story in the new movie. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they just didn't want to since...
They don't want to do another Peter Parker story.
I mean, they didn't want to do another Peter Parker story. I mean, this wasn't an origin story, but still, I can understand in a way, but just like... And now they're making a Miles Morales animated movie, right? I'm assuming it's...
Yeah, because fans were like,
You didn't make him black in the movie.
and they're like, give us $50 million in a year, we'll make an animated movie of it.
It looks pretty good. It looks entertaining. Like
I don't like the art style of it. It makes me nauseous.
I think it's unique, but I don't even think... I'm not going
the
to...
3D paper look.
I'm not going to go see it. If it comes out on Netflix and I'm bored, I'll watch it. But
It's definitely. It looks like it's more targeted at kids.
Oh, probably. I mean...
It's an animated movie.
What
What kind of animated movie isn't for kids?
Exactly.
South Park.
Simpsons. The movie was way
Oh,
more...
South Park has a movie. The Simpsons have a movie, and then there's like Family Guy.
I don't think Family Guy has a movie. I mean, they have like...
They have Star Wars
They have the
specials.
They have the Star Wars, and then they have the crossover with the Simpsons.
Yeah, that was just an episode.
I think that was a 2-part episode, though.
It was an hour-long special.
Oh, okay.
There's an 8-minute chicken fight between Homer and Peter.
Yeah.
8 minutes. That's a fifth of the episode.
Almost. Wait, no. Yeah. Yeah. We need more people to become regular guests, because I've never seen a podcast with just 2 people on a regular basis.
Shut up.
I mean, we have Justin here who's hanging out with us for some reason.
Oh, I threw up.
So, Donald Trump visited England.
Woo!
They weren't very happy about it.
Yeah, no. You know why?
Why?
They're not happy about anything in Britain.
They're very depressed. They're
angry. They're
still-
angry about everything.
They're still salty about the Brexit.
The Brexit.
Did I pronounce it wrong? Brexit?
Brexit.
They're still salty about it. You hear about the regret?
Yeah. You
What?
hear about mansplaining?
Yeah.
It's when a
I mean,
man
this-
interrupts you and tries to explain to you. That's manspreading.
I know.
There's man-interrupting, mansplaining, man-spreading, mayonnaise. That was a good one.
I know what mayonnaise is.
I know what mayonnaise is. You can't fool me with your words.
You guys see the second Logan Paul versus KSI conference?
Our last one was about the first one. Our last podcast was...
No, it wasn't.
Mhm.
That was a couple ago.
No,
Jeez. Stop killing yourself.
That was the one that came out a month ago. We talked about Logan
We
Paul.
may have
Yeah,
mentioned it, but that wasn't the main subject.
It was the title of the video.
No,
the
that
picture.
was a couple ago.
No, it wasn't.
I'm
Hold on.
almost certain it is.
It was our 14th.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't. And you're gonna be proved wrong in just a moment. You're really looking through your subscribed list to find us?
Yeah, there's not that many videos on there. Shut up. Look, It's Matt's birthday. A visit. Happy birthday, America. Uncle July. 4th of July. 2DaacTalk number 14. Logan Paul versus KSI.
See, I told you it was our most recent one. Oh, I really did not realize that was our most recent one.
Yeah, it was.
Well, either way,
it was June 27th.
Fine. This won't be in the thumbnail or title.
Good.
You guys see the second Logan Paul versus KSI conference?
Oh God.
It was brutal. Stop!
I'm sorry.
Not you. Well, I mean, you stopped too, but. So, we all know how, like, the first one was pretty bad for KSI and Deji. Mm-hmm. They were both, like, it was definitely both. The fans were definitely, there was way more Logan Paul and Jake Paul fans there. Every time they would scream Walmart, all the fans in the crowd would scream Walmart
LA
back.
is where rich children live.
There was definitely way more fans where...
There was like way more 13-year-olds there. Did you see how many kids were in that crowd?
It didn't even show the crowd in the KSI versus the second one. It didn't even show the crowd in that one, really.
Oh yeah, because it's a professional.
That crowd was way more aggressive.
Oh yeah.
Like KSI...
They're angry. British are angry.
KSI and Deji got a lot of hate in the first one, and I'd definitely say when it comes to fans, they had less fans there. I mean, Logan Paul and Jake Paul live there. That probably is their biggest city and fans worth probably. And then now they're in KSI and Deji's home, London. And I don't know if they live in London, but it's England either way. You can drive an hour and you're in the top and bottom. Hold on. And it was brutal. Everyone was booing them so loud, and they were throwing stuff on stage. They barely got to say anything. And a lot of people are actually saying Jake Paul won against Deji because Deji basically just did what Jake Paul did in the LA one, just chanting stuff, just saying stupid stuff, and people are like, oh, he won because the crowd was mainly on his side. But that time, Jake Paul, no matter how much of a terrible person he is, because he is a terrible person and I honestly hate him, but no matter how, he did win that conference in my opinion. He spat out much more facts. They were way more thought out, and he did his homework. And when Deji just basically did what Jake Paul did in the LA one, and instead of yelling Walmart, he would just yell boring. He would go boring.
I will say, do like how Jake Paul was like, "You just gonna keep repeating stuff, bro?"
that was hypocritical, but yeah. So Jake Paul definitely won that. Logan Paul didn't even say anything. He showed up. He sat down. The crowd was booing him, and then KSI came out in his blonde wig and basically just wrote. It was kind of stupid because KSI wasn't even saying anything about boxing. It was nothing related to boxing. Had nothing to do with the fight in August. It had nothing to do with any of that. Basically, he was just coming at his family and his girlfriend and himself the whole time, which I thought was kind of dumb. Like, can he really, all he had was just roasting his family the whole time. Greg Paul, Logan Paul's dad, it was kind of messed up what he did with the whole kissing, the kissing challenge on Jake Paul's channel. It was kind of gross. But besides that, he hasn't done that much wrong. I mean, a lot of people think he's leeching off their kid's fame. But either way, he came at his mom for no reason. His mom has never done anything wrong that we've known about. The dad thing was, the dad shouldn't... Greg Paul started yelling at him, getting angry. Greg Paul looked like he wanted to fight KSI more than Logan Paul did.
Do you remember when KSI first said, after the one fight, that he wanted to fight the Pauls?
Yeah.
What exactly did he say?
He said, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any other Paul, I don't care.
Yep, and then what happened?
They
video called their dad, and they're like, Dad, you want to fight him? And their dad's like, I'll kick you. Their dad is a retard.
What's retarded about that? That was obviously comedic. That was obviously a joke.
Their dad just makes me feel disgusting.
I think people overreact about their dad.
He's clearly an alcoholic.
Yeah. No, that whole thing was obviously gross what he did, but besides that, it wasn't illegal. It was just kind of weird. Besides that,
still not illegal.
Not illegal, just weird.
How old is she? 19?
I think she was 19. Yeah. And then he got assaulted. While the crowd was being forced to move somewhere, someone went and punched him in the back of the head.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Their dad?
Someone punched the dad back in the head, which is never okay to assault someone. And now that person is probably getting arrested, probably getting sued, and he's probably gonna lose a lot of money or spend some time in jail. It was like, was it really worth it for that? Like, and it wasn't even for fame either, because he had no idea he was being recorded. So he wanted to just punch his dad, Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whoever, like, whatever his reasoning was. He just wanted to punch him in the head just because whatever. And I hope it wasn't worth it, because it didn't even get him that hard. Like, it didn't even phase him. He kept running right after that. It knocked his hat off, but
Kept running?
they were like running for some reason. The whole crowd was like all running. I don't know. That was. Don't ever assault someone, no matter what. Like, if they haven't done, he hasn't done anything illegal. He is not a wanted fugitive, and he's not a rapist or anything like that. He's a 50-something-year-old man that kissed a 19-year-old girl in a video, and people think he's a creep for that. And he just has 2 very hated sons.
You said rapist.
I said he's not a rapist.
I'm just saying, you said punch them if they're a rapist.
Huh?
I said you said if they're not a rapist.
So I mean, like, if there's someone who's a rapist and they haven't done their time, like if someone's was a rapist, what?
Hey man, you ever raped anybody? Yeah, a couple people. You do your time in prison? Yeah, man, that's cool. Okay. No, I haven't. All right, come here.
Hear me out. Look, if someone raped someone 10 years ago and went to jail for it, you shouldn't assault them. And I'm not saying you should assault them otherwise.
Wait, what?
What?
You said if someone goes to... I heard...
If they paid the price, they don't need to be assaulted because they've already paid their price, and you're just gonna get in trouble now. You're gonna go to jail for punching a rapist. But if they're a rapist, instead of punching them and they haven't like gone to jail for it yet, haven't been caught yet, instead of punching them in the head,
punch them in the balls.
What?
What?
Call the police and get them arrested, because I'm sure them going to jail, and I'm not just saying rapist, I'm saying like anyone, them going to jail will be... I don't mean anyone bad.
Oh, okay. Not just rapists, anyone.
I mean bad people. To everyone. Instead of punching them, call the police if they're like a wanted criminal, if they've done illegal things but no one has caught them, or if they're a rapist, which is an illegal thing, being a rapist, that is. Instead of being a rapist is illegal.
Not in Pakistan.
In America, in most first world countries, I'm hoping all of them.
Not Canada.
Yeah, not Canada.
There's rape everywhere in Canada.
Or there's rape everywhere in America. It doesn't make
rape
it illegal.
in the government.
All right.
Because their laws are stupid. With your monopoly money and your cold weather, syrup drinking, Leafs.
Anyway, sending them to jail would be way more satisfying than getting one hit in the head. And because even if they are wanted or did something, or not, maybe not wanted, but even if they did something illegal, you're still probably going to get in trouble for it. And it's not worth it. Punching them in the head won't satisfy you in the long term, but getting them in prison will. Someone just raped someone, them going to jail for 5 years will be much more satisfying than you punching them in the head. Then you get charged for it, even if they still end up going to jail for it. Like, yeah, you got to punch it, and they went to jail, but now you got to pay
punched him. He got punched. No jail for you.
I didn't say
I know.
I even said. Yeah,
I would rather punch him in the back of the head and do 2 months for battery, and then beat them in prison.
Let me beat the crap out of you, and I won't turn you in, and then you turn them in anyway. And then who are they gonna believe? A rapist?
Yeah, what are you gonna believe, a rapist? It's like,
put the machete down. You want me to put the hammer down? So who do you guys... So yeah, Logan Paul...
For the head.
Yeah, Logan Paul was silent the whole time. I felt bad for him.
I didn't feel bad for him.
Because...
It's a play.
It's a play?
He knew there was... If you're going...
I knew he expected this to
happen.
happen.
Unlike Jake Paul, he actually thought... one way I heard someone talk about it was like... I forgot who it was. Someone was like, as soon as they landed in Britain... Logan Paul knew there was nothing he could say at the conference that would get him anything at all.
That's true.
So he just decided to sit there.
Look, and Jake Paul still tried is saying to Jake Paul, no matter what Jake Paul said, even though he obviously stated, I think he won it verbally, doesn't matter, because no matter what he said or did, no matter how clever it was, no matter how accurate it was, the fans were booing him, and they were cheering at DJ.
I didn't hear him say anything.
What, did you watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing.
He did say some stuff. I don't want to. I'm not gonna repeat them all on the top of my head because I only remember a couple things. But if you want to watch it,
What's like the most devastating thing?
Devastating. I don't know. There's things saying like how Deji's trainer got dropped and how he's training at this one place.
Oh yeah,
zero
world champions.
Zero
world champions.
Okay, he only yelled it once.
No, he yelled it multiple times.
He yelled it twice, I think, actually. I'm just saying he did state some actual facts when Deji just did what Jake Paul did the whole time in the first one and just chant a bunch of stuff. I think Jake Paul won that one, even though he's a scumbag. I'm not saying I like Deji either. I don't even know that much about him. He seems like just an annoying kid.
He just seems sad.
He seems annoying, and he's like, I swear, I'm gonna roast Deji real quick because he is annoying. He's the definition of an annoying little brother, because I swear every time someone offends him, he just like has a little breakdown, and it's just so annoying to watch, especially with his annoying accent, like, alright, your brother, no, I did not defend this for my brother. Like, yes, you did. Sorry. I said
I couldn't understand anything you said.
You can't understand anything he says. I'm just saying. Besides the accent, he can't help it. That's how he speaks.
Well, it's not just the accent, it's the severe underbite. They both have underbites. They're like...
Yeah, but that's whatever. I'm just saying, he's constantly yelling in his videos. I'm not comparing him to Jake Paul. You're still better than Jake Paul. Good for you. Jake Paul is a terrible person.
Good for you, who's not.
Yeah, seriously, Jake Paul is a terrible person.
Congratulations, you're better than Hitler. You feel good? Stalin.
But anyway,
Stalin might have been.
Deji's still annoying. Every time he overreacts about something, he did have some actual things to be mad about, because a lot of people did not believe him. Everyone assumed he was gonna lose, including close friends of his. And this he has a good reason to be upset about this, because he's had
his friends. I'm making bets against you, bro.
Legit friends saying and betting money that he's gonna lose.
That's what I would
like
do.
Keemstar, who's also a scumbag. But don't worry, you're still better than Jake Paul, barely. Anyway, it's just like, if you're gonna make a bet against your friend, don't publicly say it, because that just makes you sound like a scumbag.
Wait till they lose and then give them part of the money. Be like, I bet against you.
But here's some cash.
As they're bleeding and crying.
I still think KSI and Deji are both gonna lose. Jake Paul is much larger than Deji.
Deji's definitely gonna lose. No one.
KSI is
I don't care
quite
how
a bit
upset
smaller
he gets.
than Logan Paul, and I'm not saying size automatically guarantees win, but they're also just more athletic. They've been athletes their whole life, and I'm pretty sure KSI is only started actually caring about fitness and athletical stuff since the Joe Weller fight, and then Deji even more recently with the Jake Paul fight. I don't think they've really been athletes their whole life. Like, they've been sitting on their couch playing video games on YouTube. That's how they got famous. That when Logan Paul went to state for wrestling, he was a big football player. Jake Paul was also a wrestler and football player. Ever since they've been famous, they've always been in real good shape, especially Logan Paul. And Logan Paul's huge. It's like they're in whole different leagues. I'll say KSI's probably he would probably be in he'd probably be middle class weight, and Logan Paul would be definitely in the larger class. Like, it's a 6'2", 200 pound. I don't know how much he weighs now, but like big muscular dude. And Deji, KSI, who claims 5 or 6 foot, but more people think he's closer to 5'11", maybe even in the 5'10" area. It's a giant going against a regular sized guy, and KSI's in great shape, but I think Logan Paul's in even better shape. And because Logan Paul started off in shape before, in great shape before he started practicing. KSI was in good shape because of the Joe Weller fight, but before the Joe Weller fight, he had boobs. He had man boobs. He's in great shape now, but whatever. He said after he wins against Logan Paul, he's gonna try to become a professional boxer. which I think is absolutely ridiculous because even if you do beat Logan Paul, which I don't think you're gonna, even if you do beat him, fighting Logan Paul is nothing like fighting a professional boxer, or boxers. Like Logan Paul is big and strong and an athlete, whatever, and he may put up a decent fight against some boxers, especially after all this training, just because of his sheer size. But he's never had a real boxing match yet, a professional one yet. This is gonna be his first one against a guy who's only had one. I don't understand why he wants to become a boxer. He's gonna have brain damage. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, whatever. But it's just like some gamer guy that's never really took an interest in any sports all his life, except for FIFA video games, is now all of a sudden, oh, I beat one YouTuber and I think I'm gonna beat this second one. Now he wants to be a boxer, which I think is dumb. Anyway, Deji's annoying. Complains literally about everything and constantly yells, and his voice is extremely annoying. KSI, I don't dislike him. I like their Sidemen videos more than I like KSI's videos. I think KSI, I don't really care for KSI's videos, but I like some of the Sidemen videos. I think they're entertaining. I've only started watching them recently though, and I think Logan Paul is gonna win. I'm not gonna say who I would rather win, like who I would personally want to win between the four of them. Well, I guess I could say, since I have already publicly said I hate Jake Paul, I guess I could say I hope he loses, but I think he's gonna win, and I think Logan Paul is gonna win. And another thing about Deji, I know it sounds like I've been roasting him. I've roasted Jake Paul too much in the past to go on another rant about him because there's no point. I've already done it too much, and it's already been done by the world too much. When no one really goes out and roasts Deji because he's kind of just living in KSI's shadow. And I know you would be like, if you ever heard this, you'd be like, I don't live in his shadow. I have my own shadow with my own subs. Yeah, if your brother never got famous, you would have never got famous. Just like Jake Paul never would have got famous if Logan never got famous. Both of you leached off of your big brother's fame. Sorry.
It probably just would be like, I don't know who you are.
No. I've seen him react to other people,
Unknown people,
even unknown people he's never met.
That's sad.
You know that guy that My Rich Life series,
No.
or The Rich Life of These People,
No.
where he goes in explaining how these people got rich and successful, and explains the careers of celebrities. And he did one for Deji. Literally said compliments everything nice, extremely nice about him the entire time. And Deji was like, yeah, like enjoying being basically praised. And then he said one, not even negative thing. He basically kind of implied that, like, he kind of got famous because of KSI.
Oh, we're famous anyway.
And then he blew up on the guy for this one little small comment, which wasn't intended to be mean. And then everything was nice. He got famous.
Bug flying by your mouth, freaking me out.
He got famous because of KSI. Jake Paul got famous because of Logan Paul.
Is it cool if I cut this in half?
Go for it. You failed. And I'm sorry. And another thing, you called out Jake Paul for lying about his height, but you also lied about your height. There is no possible way that you are 5'10". You are short.
Dude, look at that.
Yeah, that's cool. Deji has claimed that he's 5'9.5", 5'10" on a good day. Liar! There's no way. This is another thing. In the video, he was like, Jake Paul's like here, I'm like here, which this right here, which is about what he did, is probably like a 3-inch difference. So he's probably like 5'11", and I'm about 5'9.5", 5'10". You said this is about 3 inches. If he was 5'11" and you were 5'10", this would be the difference. This, not this. Even if he was wearing heeled shoes at the press conference and you were wearing regular sneakers.
We'll say, wasn't he wearing heeled shoes?
He was. I don't know how much height it gave him. Because Jake Paul is
so gay. What dude is like, alright, this guy is clearly not as masculine as me. Everybody at this conference will be on my side. I'm already bigger than him and more muscular than him, more successful.
Well, it's because he already lies about his height, even before all this.
How about I get some, 1.5, 2-inch platforms?
Like Jake Paul,
clap on up there.
Jake Paul has claimed 6'1".
He's a liar.
He is.
He's a
but so is Deji. Deji is not 5'10". I'm sorry. There's no way. Like,
say, how tall is his brother? 5'11" at most.
at most he's 5'11", because
KSI?
KSI is not 6 foot either. I'm sorry, like he claims 6 foot.
I believe either 5'11" or 6 foot, but
I would if he did get measured publicly that he turns out he actually is 6 foot, I would be like, okay, fine. It's not that big of a shocker, but I think he's 5'11". I don't think
Deji looks way shorter than him.
Oh, he is not 2 inches shorter. He's like 4 inches shorter than
I want to go
KSI.
chop some wood.
I think Deji is at most 5'8" and at least 5'7". I think he's 5'7", 5'8", because there's no way he's 5'9" or 5'10". And KSI, I think he's 5'11". I think Jake Paul is 5'11", maybe 6 foot, but no more than 6 foot, but no less than like 5'11". I think he's at 5'11", 6 foot. And then Logan Paul seems like a legit 6'2" guy. He seems pretty tall. He towers all three of the other guys, including Jake Paul and KSI. Some people think he's 6'1.5". If so, whatever. But yeah, we did end up talking about them a lot.
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
Who do you think's gonna win? Anyway, what else do we have? Oh, we've been going for 41 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time. I think, sadly, Jake Paul's gonna win.
Sadly, yeah. And I know it sounded like I was being extra.
He's gonna be more cocky after that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna boost his ego and it's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
He already has an ego up here compared to the average person's ego.
Unless he tries to be a show off, or he accidentally slips up, in which case Deji pummels the crap out of him, which I would love to see. And then
I think the only way Deji could win is if Jake Paul goes in, severely underestimates Deji, and Deji gets one great hit in there, like a knockout hit, and then just pummels him. Other than that, I think Jake Paul's gonna beat him.
If KSI helps him train, because he actually understands the different types of boxing that he's talked about
No.
before.
KSI's
He didn't go into that other fight just wild. I'm just gonna throw punches and then won. It was he understood.
won because Joe Weller sucks at boxing.
He won because Joe Weller was doing this the whole time.
Exactly, he did this the entire time. KSI is not a good boxer compared to professional boxers.
No, not compared to professional boxers.
I mean, compared to the average guy, I'm sure he is, but not compared
to his brother, he most likely is.
But KSI's not going to train Deji better than a professional trainer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the job is.
Does he even have a trainer?
Yeah, I think he got a new one. He claims he didn't get dropped. He claims that he moved purposely. He also passed out at his house recently, saying that he's just been training too hard and it caused him to pass out.
Right.
Why are you...
I like the light shining off it. I think this podcast is about wrapped up.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win? I think Logan Paul and Jake Paul are going to win.
Would you rather see an hour-long special or 3 15-minute episodes?
We're probably going to do the hour-long special no matter what you say.
Let us know in the comments.
We'll probably do the hour-long special.
Let us know
anyway.
What you want in the comments.
The movie will probably come out next year. And same with band stuff, since Jesse leaving also delayed that too.
All the girls in the bathroom talking, who they gonna take to the Sadie Hawkins. My ears are burning, but I kept on walking. Smile on my face and an air guitar rocking. The Sadie Hawkins dance and my khaki pants. There's nothing better.